Everyone, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. I am thrilled that you're here today. It is Ruby Tuesday and I'm here with another design team share project for Heather at Ruby and Pearl. And this is my 30th design team project that I have created for Heather, and I'm just so excited to share that news with you. I didn't even realize it until I looked at my notes and I was like, wow, that's a lot of projects and journals, and anyway, lots of goodness. So today, this is part one of probably just a two-part series. We'll see how things go. I had some really bad lighting last night, so I didn't get my video done earlier, so I apologize for that. But if you've seen my reel on Instagram and my short on YouTube, you got a little sneak peek of what I have going on. So clearly I am in the mode of being obsessed making these Amity Bloom style book page envelope journals, and just really embracing my no-sew era right now. And it's been so fun, and I love creating journals that are easy to put together and so fun to embellish. So I started out with this one. I'm going to come to this in just a sec. I'll set this aside for now. And it is not finished. It is definitely a work in progress, but I love combining different kits, and there are several in this one. This beautiful little topper is from the Butterfly Girl, and I used a lot of her golden dress papers and images, boho butterfly, some faded rose papers, some of the fancy ledgers, and a lot of the Bella ladies. But anyway, so this is the brown themed journal. And then I'm going to do probably 2 or 3 more. This is going to be my nod to the blue genre color scheme. And I'm going to take this off just for a minute because we have to take a moment for this new beautiful wallpaper from Heather. It is so, so gorgeous. This is printed on the presentation paper, and this is the linen. And here, let me show you the full sheet because it is just so stunning. Okay, so here is the full sheet, and it is absolutely stunning. So this is from the wallpaper kit number 41, and I also have included some of the wallpapers that are also from 41. This is Raspberry Rose. I'm just doing a quick flip. This is, I think, Le Bouquet or My Lady. This is one of the new ones from the wallpaper kit number 40. It's so gorgeous. And this is, I can't remember. This is a Bella paper. And then this is another, pretty sure this is in the 40, number 40 or 41. Anyway, okay, so we're going to set this aside. I am going to talk a little bit more about that in a bit, but let's go ahead and just jump through and see what we have. So basically for the envelope construction, book page construction, is just gluing pages together in a way that you're not actually sewing things in. And when I finish the flip through, I will show you exactly how I did it. So this beautiful girl is just a nice little sort of dimensional journaling card, and I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it clipped on or if I'm going to add more to that. This is from her golden dress, and as we open up, I did a little bit of lace trim on there, and this is from the Faded Rose kit. And here I just did a little top tuck and popped in a few nice journaling cards. This is from Boho Butterfly. I love these birdies so much. I did the papers a little bit smaller than the edge of the book page because I really like this sort of ratty, shabby look. So every other page has a little pocket, side pocket tuck. And so here I added a little postcard, double-sided, and then I just had this little beauty laying around that I haven't used yet. And then behind here I have some of the fancy ledgers. So this just tucks in here. And this is collaged on, I actually can't remember if I did an actual tuck spot. Yeah, you could put something behind there if you wanted to, something small, or a little secret journaling tucked in. And then this is a full page spread, and it is not decorated yet. This is from the Faded Rose. So gorgeous. And then here, another little tuck spot. This is from her golden dress, and then the Fancy Ledgers. This is also her golden dress, and Butterfly Girl, or no, this is the Chickadee kit. And I think this is too. I remember I had just a little bit more of this gorgeous lace that I tucked on. I will be embellishing quite a bit more, but I just want to give you guys a little sneak peek of what I have going on. So here's another one of the tuck spots, and one of all the butterfly cutouts are from the new Wildflowers kit. So this page is a full sheet that it's upside down, printed out. So I just love it. It's so gorgeous. It could be cut apart and used in the journal. And then this side is great for private secret journaling. And I believe these are also from her golden dress. Can't remember. I'm going to go refold that later. This is just a nice little journal card tucked in here from Bella. And I backed it with some beautiful paper from the Butterfly Girl. And that tucks on there. I'm not going to cram it on right now. And here is from the Chickadee kit. And then this is another lady from Bella. This is a double tuck. I'm going to put something else in here. I haven't decided yet. This is actually a pretty generous pocket. I didn't plaster it down on both sides. I just kind of did like a bottom tuck. And I may back this with something a little bit more sturdy. But isn't that just gorgeous? So pretty. And then here's our back, and I just did a little collage. So on the side, I will be covering that with a strip of probably lace. I really like being able to see just a peekaboo of the papers together. And as you can see, this is going to chunk up a little bit more. So I did 7 book pages in total, so that gives us, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7. So you've got lots of room to expand, and I will show you how I finish it off in the next video. So I'm just going to pop that on there for now. And then let's jump in, and I will show you how I put everything together. Okay, so I just grabbed a bunch of papers that I'm considering for this sort of more pink and blue version. So here you can see this is kind of a possible topper that I'm going to do. And then these are the folded and glued book pages. And I have all of the sort of shabby portion of the book page on the top. So this is what it will look like when it's all glued together. And then we do it like so. So let me show you how I fold it first. And actually, let's just pop her out of the way. So what I do is I take the rough side and just literally fold in half. And this is not rocket science. There's no serious precision that you need to have. You just have to decide how big you want your envelope flap. And this is kind of about the right size that I want. So then what you are going to do is glue these little flaps down right here. And they don't have to be like cemented down. You just don't want them flipping up. So I usually just use my glue stick for that. And there you have your first page. So now, I'll just pop these out of the way really quick. Sorry. And so to put it together, I'm actually not going to use that one. That was just for example purposes. So this is going to be our top, and it's already glued down. So this is going to be fully covered. I'm considering doing maybe this page on the top. So I would just line it up. And if I want to leave a little bit of the book page showing, I kind of like to do that. So this goes on the front part. And then I may just go ahead and use the rest of the sheet for the inside. I've done that both ways, or you can just use a portion of it if it's not big enough. You know, sometimes if you turn it, it fits almost perfectly if you're going to cover that little bit up. You know, it works out pretty well. So that is, that would be the top. So that would be our cover. So now we're going to flip that and we're going to start our first page, which is going to be the flap. So we're going to just glue down just the little portion right here. And after I get all the pages assembled with the papers on them the way I like, I usually come back and make the flap a little bit tighter so stuff doesn't fly out. So obviously you just want to line it up, make sure it's all stuck down, and then you have your flap. So as you can see on this one, I did glue it down just a little bit more here, because otherwise this stuff will definitely come flying out. But just to get it started, this is what you want. So then the next page, we're going to actually glue the whole flap down. And you could have a flap on every single page. If you want lots of tuck spots, which is kind of fun, I may do one like that, and see how it works out. That is totally up to you. I just kind of followed the pattern that Nazi showed us on Amity Bloom, so that's on there. And I use the Fabri-Tac, so if I need to slide it a little bit to make sure it's even, and then you just basically press everything down. And so this is going to be your full page spread, like this one here, so that you have both. Oops, sorry. You have both. You know, everything on this side is to be filled up, if that makes sense. So that is basically it, and you just keep going. So here we're going to have another flap. My glue is a little bit on the low side. I go back and forth of whether to keep the lid on while I'm creating or just tip it upside down real quick. So here we go, another little flap. And you've got that going. So I liked doing the 7 pages just because it gives you enough of a journal for the inside to have lots of room to work without it being super duper bulky. You know, because your spine obviously is going to be a little bit more narrow than like a book page, or like, you know, if you actually have a spine on your journal. Okay, so that one's all glued down. And then we have another flap. By the way, I'm still using Madame Bovary. I'll probably be using her for the rest of the time. It's a pretty thick book, which is always awesome. It's a great size. The pages measure about 8.5 by 5 1/4. So that's a nice, decent size. So the finished journal is about 4.5, 5 by 6-ish. I'll measure for you in just a second. I just want to get this last guy on here, and then you can see what it looks like all put together. Okay, so we have our cover, and we have our tuck. We have another wide full page, another tuck, another full page, another tuck, and then, oops, another full page, and then the back cover. And then here you can see we have everything pretty well even up. Okay, so just measuring for you, it is about, let's see, 4.5, almost 5, if depending on how many laces we put on, and then not quite 6. So, and then if you wanted to have this part measured, it's, you know, could go up to 2 inches-ish, but probably not, otherwise it's going to be gaping wide open. All right, guys, so there it is. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be very interested to know if you've tried making one of these so far. And in my next episode, we will finish off this one for sure, and I will show you the other beautiful ones. I may just go a little bit crazy and use all of the new wallpapers for a little collection. We'll see what happens. Also, I just want to let you know that I will be having a 30% off sale in my Etsy shop starting with today's video. These journals are for sale. They will not be in my Etsy shop unless they do not get snatched up right away. I really dislike giving Etsy so much of my hard-earned work, but it's a great way for people that, you know, that's the only way they like to purchase things, and I understand that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you again in my next video.